Cut it out. Stop beating yourself up. You are not lazy. You are not weak. And you are not lacking discipline, like you tell yourself every night lying there, staring at the ceiling. Let us be real for a second. How can you binge 7 straight episodes of a show or scroll TikTok for 4 hours without needing a single drop of motivation? In those moments, your eyes do not get tired, your brain runs smoothly, and there is zero resistance. But the second you open a book or launch a Word document to tackle that life-changing project, your whole body suddenly feels heavy as lead, your mind goes completely blank. You would rather clean the house, wash dishes, or do any mindless chore, as long as you do not have to touch the task that actually matters. Here is the truth nobody tells you. The laziness you have been beating yourself up over is not a moral failure. Modern neuroscience proves it is actually an underground self-defense mechanism built into your brain. When your brain senses a task tied to ambiguity, stress, or the risk of failure, it instantly triggers a survival mechanism, flooding you with sluggishness to stop you from burning energy. In other words, laziness is not who you are. It is just a protective illusion crafted by your mind. 400 years ago, long before modern science came along, legendary Japanese samurai understood this exact illusion. They knew that the harder you try to brute force your way through with willpower, the faster you burn out and guarantee defeat. Instead of fighting force with force, they used a master military strategy to crush procrastination before it could even start. That art is called Kyojutsu, the principle of falsehood and reality. Kyojutsu, the samurai secret of false and real. In ancient Japanese military tactics, especially the swordsmanship philosophy tied to legends like Miyamoto Musashi, Kyojutsu is not merely a trick to fool an opponent. It is the pinnacle of strategic thinking, winning effortless victory. Kyo, the false, represents empty voids, illusions, weaknesses, and feints. Jitsu, the real, represents true power, solid ground, and the decisive strike. A master samurai never charges sword first into an opponent's strongest defense. That is suicide. They observe, move, and bait the enemy into exposing a Kyo gap, meaning a moment of distraction, panic, or exhaustion. The second that Kyo appears, they land a single Jitsu strike to end the match. Now, look at how you fight procrastination every day. Do you force yourself, saying, "Today I must sit and study for 5 hours straight," or starting today, "I will wake up at 5 a.m. and work without stopping"? That is when you slam your tiny reserve of willpower straight into your brain's toughest wall of resistance. You fight force with force. The result? Your brain panics, hits the red alert, and triggers laziness to crush you. Kyojutsu philosophy teaches the exact opposite. Stop fighting strength with strength. Break procrastination's formation by identifying the false and the real within your own mind. Procrastination itself is just Kyo, a fear illusion raised by your brain. To dissolve it, you cannot use self-punishment. You must pinpoint the exact broken link in your mindset. To do that, you need to diagnose 3 hidden resistance layers your brain is keeping from you. Diagnosing the 3 layers of hidden resistance. When a samurai faces an opponent, the first move is never drawing the sword, but reading the battlefield. If you do not know where the weakness lies, swinging your sword is blind chaos. Fighting procrastination is no different. When you feel sluggish, your brain is not going on a random strike. It is sending an alarm from one of 3 layers of hidden resistance. Layer 1, method resistance. Have you ever forced yourself to sit at a computer, typing nothing for hours, until you picked up a pen, scribbled on paper, and suddenly ideas started flowing? Or forced yourself to work in absolute silence, when your brain actually needed a bit of background noise to trigger deep focus? When your method fights your brain's natural mechanics, laziness kicks in as an automatic emergency brake. Layer 2, time resistance. Everyone operates on a unique circadian rhythm. Some hit peak performance at 6 a.m., while others hit prime clarity at 10 p.m. If you force a machine running on 10% battery to haul the heaviest load of the day, your brain flips into protection mode immediately. You are not lazy, you are just driving an engine on empty. Layer 3, the deepest one, purpose resistance. This is the cruelest reason holding you back. Look back at the tasks you keep postponing. Are any of them things you do not even want, but were forced onto you by other people's expectations? A task where you see no value, or a goal that lost its meaning long ago. When a goal aligns away from your core values, your mind flatly refuses to spend energy on it. Here is the liberating truth. You are not lazy, you are misaligned. Instead of beating yourself up for not moving forward, pause and ask, is this procrastination happening because of the wrong method, the wrong time, or the wrong path entirely? Once you read the battlefield, breaking procrastination becomes purely a matter of setting up your environment. Staging the battlefield and the micro-step masterstroke. Miyamoto Musashi, the greatest sword saint in Japanese history, once stated an unchanging principle. Victory or defeat is not decided in the moment of swinging the sword, but belongs to the one who prepared the battlefield beforehand. Take a good look at your battlefield right now. Notifications constantly buzzing on your phone, open YouTube tabs, distracting background noise, paper clutter everywhere on your desk. You are walking straight into an ambushed battle. Your brain burns up to 80% of its energy just fighting off surrounding distractions before it has any left over for actual work. Neuroarchitecture proves that a chaotic environment can spike the stress hormone cortisol by up to 32%, completely robbing you of deep focus. Samurai do not fight like that. They master the battlefield before the enemy ever steps foot on it. Rearranging your environment forces your surroundings to work for you, instead of relying on willpower. Put your phone on airplane mode, stash it in another room, close every irrelevant tab, and clear off your desk. Make focusing the path of least resistance, and make procrastination as inconvenient as possible. Once the battlefield is set, strike the ultimate blow using the micro-step technique. Tell your brain, today I need to finish a 20-page report, and its self-defense system trips a red alert. A massive wall of resistance instantly goes up because the goal is overwhelming. But Kyojutsu teaches us how to fool that defense system. Shrink the action down so small your brain cannot even detect it to put up a fight. Instead of write a 20-page report, tell yourself, I am just going to open the document and write one single opening sentence. Instead of work out for an hour, tell yourself, I am just putting on my running shoes. That ridiculously small action lowers your brain's guard completely. The resistance dissolves. And here is the secret. Starting is 80% of the victory. Once you write that first sentence, momentum takes over and pulls you forward naturally, operating the flow and the action-packed. This is where you tie everything together into a complete art of living. Kyojutsu philosophy is not about turning you into a soulless productivity machine. It teaches you to move through life with grace, mindfulness, and maximum precision. Whenever sluggishness or procrastination starts creeping in, run yourself through these 5 tactical steps. Step 1. Mindful observation. Pause for 3 seconds and breathe. 0 self-blame. Recognize how your body is reacting. Is your heart racing, your neck tense, or your hand mindlessly reaching for your phone? Simply naming the sensation strips away half of procrastination's power. Step 2. Decode the resistance. Ask yourself, where is this barrier coming from? Is it the wrong method, bad timing, or a task that no longer serves a purpose? Spot the root cause to adapt your strategy rather than trying to brute force it. Step 3. Design the battlefield. Eliminate all distractions. Turn off notifications, put away your phone, and clear your workspace. Let your surrounding environment serve as a lever that drives you into action. Step 4. Take micro steps. Break the goal down to the absolute smallest level possible. Write 1 sentence, read 1 page, open 1 working tab. Slip past your brain's defense mechanism and cross the starting line. Step 5. Fuel the flow. Once you're in motion, maintain your tempo with short 25 to 30-minute focus sprints separated by genuine rest breaks. Seeing yourself make incremental progress releases natural dopamine, letting you glide through your work effortlessly. True productivity was never about self-torture or sheer force. Productivity is proper alignment. A massive transformation never starts with a giant leap. It begins with a pause, the right question, and a tiny adjustment right now. Today, make a pact with yourself. Write down in the comments, leave the exact single micro-step you will take in the next 5 minutes. No big grand promises, just one tiny action. Start right now. Your battlefield has officially shifted.